Liverpool 0, Crystal Palace 1. Before I get into the game, I do want to mention the wonderful tribute to the 97 put on by the club, and a special thanks as well to the Crystal Palace fans for the impeccable way that you honoured the 97 today. So thanks very much to all you Crystal Palace fans. It's much appreciated. Anyway, on to the game. Jurgen Klopp said that we would see a reaction today to the debacle that was the Atalanta game, and we didn't see it. Starting 11, I think there were two major issues with the starting 11, and I thought this the moment that I saw the team sheet, but I don't think Darwin Núñez deserved to keep his place in the front three. I don't think Curtis Jones. I think Curtis Jones has shown in the past, after an injury, he takes many games to get back up to speed. And what he showed, I mean, they were all bad against Atalanta, but I don't understand why Curtis Jones was put out there today and why Harvey Elliott was not. So those two worried me before, because I thought, is Darwin Núñez suddenly going to find scoring form with the strike rate that he has? And he never looked like it until he was substituted. Curtis Jones didn't put a foot right till he was substituted and was left on for far too long. The first 45 minutes was as bad. You could argue worse, but it was as bad as the Atalanta display. We gave the ball away 60 times in 45 minutes. 60 times. We were cut open for the first goal. Players following the ball. Kanate ball watching. Crystal Palace left in the middle of the box with 3 men and 2 defenders, and just easily put the ball away. Wasn't the only chance. They did it 2 or 3 more times. One time the forward fluffed his lines. All he had to do was control it, and he was clean through. We just weren't at the races at all. We did have a couple of chances. Diaz got on the end of one. Did well, keeper saved well. Endo, a few yards out, blew it. Miss City from a few yards out, and it hit the underside of the bar when he should have scored. The only bright light in that first half was a tremendous display by Andy Robertson, who was schooling Klein down that wing and putting in some fantastic crosses that no one was getting on the end of. Onto the second half, I was sure Jurgen would make half-time substitutions. I was sure he'd do more than one, but he didn't. He only did the one change with Szoboszlai coming on for Endo. I should mention that the midfield trio in that first half were absolutely shocking. The whole team was bad, but those 3, which includes the in-form up till this week, Alexis McAllister, was just awful. And Endo was the one who was sacrificed to bring on Szoboszlai. Second half, we were better, which was no real surprise. We were desperate, but all of our play was desperate. We were under-hitting, we were over-hitting, misplacing passes, errors galore. I don't know what the final count was. 60 in the first half. I'm guessing it was probably another 30 to 40 in the second half, with balls just given away. But we did have enough chances to have won this game comfortably. In that second half, we had Curtis Jones clean through, side footed wide. Darwin Núñez, what was it, 4 yards out. Mo Salah, 3 yards out. Didn't realise the defender was getting back. Jota, Ball's pulled back to him perfectly from Szoboszlai. 4 yards out, 5 yards out, whatever he was. Hits it at the defender. And I already mentioned that Endo missing a gilt-edged chance in the first half. So there's five chances that should have been scored. No doubt about it. But we snatched at everything. We were desperate, we were worried, we were nervous. It actually took Alisson Becker wonder save from about 2 yards out to keep it at 1-0. Could have been 2-0. The second substitutions were not made until the 66th minute. Nunez and Diaz came off. I was a bit surprised Diaz came off, but I wasn't surprised at all that Nunez was taken off. Gakpo and Jota came on and were significantly better than the players that they replaced. Gakpo was very good again. Jota, other than the missed chance, was good. And then the final substitution wasn't made till the 86th minute, which I thought was absolutely criminal of Jurgen Klopp to not have Harvey Elliott in that game. I would have started him. I certainly would have put him on at half time. And I was absolutely gobsmacked that he didn't come on till the 82nd minute. He did more in that last 8 minutes plus added time than Curtis Jones did in the whole time he was on the pitch. So we've got to put this in perspective as how bad a result this was. Crystal Palace have only won one game under this new manager, and that was the first game that he played. They're in really poor form. Before today, Palace had only won 7 league games all season. Before today, they were 5 points above relegation, but if it hadn't been for points deductions for Everton and Forest, they'd be fourth from bottom. But for us, it was the 23rd game this season across all competitions where we've gone behind. And yeah, we've all loved it, haven't we, saying comeback kings and mentality monsters and all that, but you can't, when you step back, you can't be doing it. You cannot give teams a 1-goal start all the time and always get away with it. And we didn't get away with it today. The other big factor is we equalled a Premier League record today. That was 9 successive home games in the league where we haven't kept a clean sheet. 9. Only done that once before in the Premier League era. So we're currently third. We're 2 points back of City. Arsenal playing right now to only be 2 points out of first place with this many games left to play. It's certainly doable. We've got to be perfect. We've got to be perfect, and we've got to win every game. That even might not be enough, but we've got to win every game. And after the performances in the last week, that doesn't look likely. But it's doable. It can be done. And I, for one, I'm going to keep the faith. I, for one, believe that this team has it in them to win the last 6 games of the season, and with that, a chance of claiming his Premier League title. Anyway, all for the results, but we go again. All right, you'll never walk alone. See you soon. Ta-ra.